everyone, and welcome to Action RPG Build Guide Edition. Today I've got something new for you, a build that I've been working on for the last 4 days. This is a new Falconer Unarmed build. Yes, you will notice that I do not have a weapon. That is because this build is based around a brand new unique called Falcon Fist, where you get a monstrous boost to your damage if you do not hold a weapon. As of right now, this is one of the fastest builds I have played in 1.0. It's an absolute blast to play, and we are pushing 200 corruption. And I'm telling you right now, this can go so much farther, especially if you have good gear. So if you're looking for something fast and fun, this is going to be the build for you. As always, the advanced build planner and loot filter are in the description, and I'm going to take you through the skills, passives, gear, idols, and blessing. Now, I just want to point out, at time of recording, I still have on my subathon, yes, that number is correct, 103, really 104 hours, and I have already been live for 250 hours. So I've been getting a lot of people saying, hey, we noticed that your build guides quality is different and the formatting is different. Yes, it is very different because I am recording these while I am live on Twitch. So bear with me. We're going to make sure that we get the timestamps in and you have all the information, including at the end of the video, you will see the gameplay for this new Falcon Fist Falconer. All right, let's jump into this right now. And by the way, if you want to come by the subathon, it is the first link in the description. So starting off with the skills, I am going kind of the classical route. I am not using aerial assault and I'm not using smoke bomb as a traversal. We did test it out, but I do think that shift is the best. And for this, we are just taking haste, we are taking cooldown recovery, we're taking vulnerability and a big boost to our dodge. And then we are taking shurikens that will auto trigger every single time you shift. And right now my cooldown on this is less than 3 seconds. So you're going to be shifting under 3 seconds, which is all the time. When it comes to your shurikens, now on this skill, again, I've played with this, I've gone into blind chance, I've gone into immobilize. We've tried to figure out the best way to do it, and I just kind of went back into the standard. So what this is going to be doing is triggering a bonus of 30% armor to you. It is going to be piercing and hitting enemies, and it's going to be hitting physical penetration and physical shred. And again, you never have to click the button. This is auto through your shift because of this node sleight of hand. Moving over to our main damage dealer, and this is Cinder Strike. This is what the entire build and the new unique is focused around. And again, with this build, I tested all these nodes trying to figure out what was the best, and I made some final changes right at the end. Now for this, you want to go up and down first and come over here, and you want to grab a boost to your attack speed and frailty chance. And these two nodes right here are going to give you a big boost to your base damage and your multiplicative damage and area. You then want to come here and get your ignite chance, your base fire, and your crit. A majority of all of your crit chance is coming from searing blows, which is going to be 15%, and you have a maximum bonus crit chance up to 150. Now you'll want to come down this way and get oil coating as the final points that you have, and oil coating is going to give you fire penetration. Huge damage hits on this skill. If everything triggers correctly, you're going to be hitting for over 300,000 damage without a weapon. Moving over to one of our new skills, Explosive Trap. Now, the reason why we took Explosive Trap is because of this node right here. Hold this. Whenever you hit an enemy with a melee attack, you attach an explosive trap to that enemy. So again, just like with shurikens, explosive trap, you literally never have to click, you never have to do anything. It is auto applied through your Cinder Strike. And in here we took multiplicative damage. This is also going to drop traps on the ground. So it's going to attach traps, drop traps. You're boosting your traps. You're going to get survivability through Dust Shroud. And then right here, you are also going to get a boost to your Falcon. And you don't have to do anything. It is auto triggered. Last but not least, we are going over to falconry. Now, falconry is very, very important, and I'm going to explain how the damage works with the item when it comes to the gear. But in here, we are going to be marking enemies so we can do some huge hits. We are going to be using our damage to boost our Falcon's damage. We're going to get a kill threshold. We're going to get leech. We're going to further our damage transferred to our Falcon down here. We are going to reset the cooldown of Falcon strikes with side by side, and you're going to take all the multiplicative damage for your Falcon. Right now, in game, I have plus 28 points to falconry. Believe it or not, it's not insanely difficult to get. I will show you. This skill's awesome. This skill's awesome. And since you're attacking melee over and over again, side by side, you're going to be able to trigger this skill very, very quickly. So those are the skills. Moving over to the passive tree. Base tree. We are taking attack speed, physical, dex, health. We are boosting our multiplicative damage based upon our movement speed. And we are taking dodge and parry. You then want to go to your Falconer tree. All right. And there is a lot going on in here. Now you got to remember, this took a lot of tweaking because you do not hold a weapon. But through testing and talking to the community, your damage scales like you have a one-handed weapon. So for example, like Fencing Grace here, increased damage with a one-handed weapon. This applies as if you have one, even though you're unarmed. I don't know how it triggers, but it totally works. And I don't think it's a bug. I'm pretty sure that's how it's intended. So we have 8 in Wilderness Scout, 5 into Tenacity. We're taking Raptor's Wings. We are getting our Crimson Shroud from our Falcon hits right here. We're then getting a block effectiveness with a one-handed weapon, or block chance with a one-handed weapon and block effectiveness. We're jumping here to Deflect and Weave. Now this one's interesting. You only want 4 points into Deflect and Weave because you don't want to transfer your block chance into Glancing Blow. Inside of this build, block and block effectiveness is part of your survivability, just as Glancing Blow is. So you make sure you want to put 4 in here, not 5. Then coming here, Evasion Tactics 2, 3 into Relentless Talons. This is going to help give you some life leech from your Falcon. This node is very important connection. This is going to make it where your falconry is an instant cast from Falcon strikes. It makes the build feel way smoother. We're then coming over here into Feathers. This is going to give you armor when your Falcon hits. We're coming up and getting extra Glancing Blow and Glancing Blow when you're not getting hit. And then these 2 nodes right here. This is your crit chance, crit multiplier for you and your Falcon, and a very interesting node here. This makes it where your Falcon does extra damage through critical strike multiplier based upon your overcapped crit avoidance. And you'll see this during the gear section that we want as much crit avoidance as we can get. Now, this isn't your main damage, okay? Because this is not a minion build, but your Falcon is going to hit pretty hard. We then have 6 points into Tailwind. This is some movement, dodge, and damage reduction. So those are the passives for falconry. Under Bladedancer, we just took Cloak of Shadows with Dexterity, Glancing Blow, and we took Pursuit for added movement speed. And then the last 8 points you want is right here into Focus Fire. This is Dex and Dodge Rating debuff. I've tested out these trees so many times. This is the best way I've used it. Okay, moving over to Blessings. Void Resistance. Lightning Resistance. Crit Avoidance to boost our Falcon. Physical Resistance. And Endurance. Now, for Endurance, okay? For this blessing, you actually have a lot of options. You could take Endurance. You could take Fire Damage. There's a lot of good stuff in here. Or you could take Fire Shred. So you have actually 3 options when it comes to here. Do you want more damage or do you want more survivability? I took Endurance. That is your choice. Moving over to Idols. We have 4 life idols. And then we have 4 additional life idols with shared fire damage. Idols are very simple with this build. And as you can see, bottom left, right now our life is 4,600. Also, I should note that mana does not matter because Cinder Strike is a free skill. So you don't have to worry about mana at all with this build. Now I'm going to go through each item one at a time. Helmet. You want +3 or +4 to falconry. Most important node, all right, for helmet. Levels to falconry. Bleeding Heart to give us some leech. More leech and critical strike avoidance through our woven flesh. And this woven flesh right now that I put on the build planner is my exact woven flesh in game. Triple life. You want to use a Cradle of the Erased Shield. This helps you with block and block effectiveness through your uncapped resistance. Ring, Dex Fire. Ring, Dex Fire. Belt, Resistances, Fire, Life. Boots, haste effect with Dex and Life. For our relic, you want to take a Gambit of the Erased because you want plus to skills. I still in game have yet to find one that has plus to Cinder Strike. It does exist. I haven't gotten one yet, but you do want this because you want the levels. Again, I will explain when we get to our final item, which is right here, our Falcon Fist. So let me explain. There's two nodes that are very important. Cinder Strike melee damage per level of falconry while unarmed. It is the top affix, all right? Then at the bottom, you see level of falconry, which can roll 1 to 4. Okay. Remember 16. Mine in game right now is 16 and 4 to falconry. That means it is 16 times 28. It's like 445, 448 base melee because of the unarmed. The level of your falconry times this top affix of 16. 400 plus base on this build. That is how you are doing so much damage without holding a weapon. Now, people are going to ask, why do you have Smoke Bomb on the tree or on your skills here? You get free blind chance just if you want to use it. Since Explosive Trap is automated, I throw it on my bar. But ultimately, that is the build. That is the gear. That is the idols, blessings, passives, and the skills. So what I'm going to do now is actually show you some gameplay, how fast and how strong this build is. But two asks at the end of the video. Ask number one, I'm hoping today is the day I have earned your subscription. I'm hoping today is the day you make the decision to push that little red button. I would really appreciate it, but of course, only if you think I've earned it. And if I haven't earned it, I'm going to work harder for you. And I really mean that. Like, I know right now the big focus has been Twitch, especially with the subathon, especially with me live all the time. But just know that making these videos, uploading shorts, like I'm still very active on YouTube, and I'm going to be back to my schedule when the subathon's over, if it ever ends. Ask number two, check out my Patreon. It is the best way to support into the future. You get access to game night, you get access to VIP lounge, you get access to exclusive content, you get access to live stream audio and video. Second link in the description for Patreon. I'm done. Enjoy some gameplay. Hopefully you're entertained or at least learned something. Aaron, out.
Not happening. That was close. Not happening. Not happening.